I'm John DeDakis, and I'm going to give you some of the tips that have worked for me as a writer and some of the tips I give other people who want to write a novel. Probably the first thing is that job number one in writing fiction is procrastination. Yes, it's a thing. I know Stephen King has told you that you've got to write 1,000 words a day or you're not a serious writer. Great. How do you feel about yourself when you only do 800 words or 250 or zero over and over again? Exactly. You feel like you have no business being a writer. My point is, if you're ruminating about your story, you're writing it. You're thinking about it, and that is part of the writing process. When it comes time to actually starting to write your novel, my suggestion is write it in first person. Why? Because as a manuscript editor, a lot of times I edit people's manuscripts and they're rookies and they write in third person, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that, but it feels awkward. It feels clunky because that's not their comfort zone. And so my suggestion is, rather than freezing up at the very beginning, deciding, should it be first person? Should it be third person? Do it first person because that's your comfort zone. That's the way you normally communicate. That's the way you tell stories. So go ahead and write your first draft that way because it's just the first draft. And if it needs to change, you can do that in the rewrite. Another suggestion is write your first draft all the way through. Do a lot of the planning and kind of have an idea of where you're going to go with it, but then resist the temptation to keep looping back to the first chapter, because what happens is it blunts your forward momentum. There's a big psychological reason for writing the first draft all the way through, because when you get done, it's finished. It sucks, but it's done. Now it's this steaming pile of clay that you can go back and mold it and buff it and polish it and make it better. And then final thought, bring in some beta readers, people who are your friends. They know you're writing a novel and they're itching to get their hands on it. Now is an opportunity for you to present it to them and tell them, give them permission to tell you what's not working. They're going to tell you it's wonderful, it should be a movie. Great. You need that encouragement, but you especially need to know what's not working and then listen to what they say. You don't want to be the kind of person who says, well, you know, if you'd been paying attention on page 5, you'd know what's going on page 200. No, they're saying lay down more breadcrumbs, dude, so that I'm oriented by the time I get there. And then it's time to bring in a professional editor.